I've been working on Dry by Christmas, so this is we'll call it a campaign that I'm going to do between the 24th of September and the 24th of December, because there's evidence that if a woman has stress incontinence, so that's one where you wet yourself a wee bit if you laugh or cough or sneeze or do something foolhardy like go on a trampoline after half a bottle of Prosecco, that sort of thing, like that's ninja level. Do that after Christmas once you're better, don't do it now. So if a woman does pelvic floor exercises 3 times a day for 3 months, about 3/4 of us get dry. Now, this is old news. This is not new evidence. It's been around for about 40 years. We just haven't bothered telling anybody about it for reasons that are unclear to me. And it has dawned on me that nobody is going to do any preventative work from within the government because they're a bit busy and they're skint. So a couple of years ago, I thought, well, I'll just try this. If I tweet 3 times a day for 3 months and see what happens. And last year, I put a bit more effort into it. And a very clever academic called Rosie Harper had a look at the numbers. Like, tech is not my thing, I'm sure you've spotted. And she figured that it worked, that there was evidence in the numbers, the engagement, that women were using this effectively. And certainly I got a lot of messages which were positive. The interesting thing about the messages was, although the data says it takes 3 months for this to work, there were women who were saying that they were dry within a fortnight. Now my thinking on that is that's because these are subclinical women, so they're a wee bit leaky. It's not that big a deal to them, but they know they need to do something about it, and it's not intruding in their life enough to make them go and see a fanny physio or a GP or anybody. They're just putting up with it. And that's a problem, because the longer you put up with it, the more marked it becomes, because then you have an accident and you decide that you'll go to the toilet just in case you have an accident. So you'll end up changing the way that your bladder works, or you stop drinking anything at all in case you have an accident, you stop exercising, you stop having sex, you stop travelling, you stop wearing white trousers. You start to adapt your life in order to accommodate your bladder instead of sorting out your bladder in the first place. So the issue with that is it becomes lifelong. Being a wee bit leaky when you're 20 means that you can have to leave your own home when you're 85 because you've fallen and broken your hip because you were hurrying to get to the toilet. So it's a small problem that's easily solved with very little effort for many women. It won't work for everybody. So if you do it for the 3 months and it doesn't help, then I want you to follow it up. Go and see your GP. It takes an average of about 7 years for a woman to seek help for her leaking. So my thinking is, what difference does another 3 months make? You know, if you try it and it doesn't work, you're still ahead of the game, because if you didn't try it and you didn't get the information that I'm going to give you, then you would still be thinking, oh, I must do something about that. Usual caveats apply. If you get pain when you do it, or if it makes things worse, don't do it. Go and get some help. So what I'm going to do is try and figure out a way to schedule the tweets and things 3 times a day, because one of the problems last year was you can schedule things on Canva, an app that you can make graphics and stuff on, and I broke it, don't know how. So I need to figure out a platform that I can schedule everything, and I'll do it on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. You set a wee alert thing and then I'll send you the reminders. Every day I'll give you like a daily reminder sheet, so you can tick it off, and I'll do a video and we'll go through things like what is a bladder, what is a bowel, what is a vaginal prolapse, what is normal sexual function, and we'll do other things. I haven't quite worked it all out. But I've got some games that I thought that we could play. Like I've got feminist top trumps. How good is that? It's about Scottish feminists, so I thought we could maybe go through some of these. Look, Adela Pankhurst, there she is. It said that her superpower is conflicting campaigning, and if she was alive today, Adela would certainly be cancelled, which was a big problem for her family. She got involved in very problematic political movements, some of which would now be known as hate groups. She also campaigned extensively for suffrage in Scotland and peace in Australia, where she had been sent by her family to keep her out of the way. What an interesting lady. I wonder what her hate groups were. So I've got that, and I've got Plop Chumps, which is all about poo. And we can maybe also look at books. Look, I've got a new book. portraying pregnancy, which is pretty cool. I'm excited about it. It's got, it starts off with Mary and Elizabeth comparing bumps in medieval times. Elizabeth was expecting St John the Baptist, and it finishes up with Venus Williams. How cool is that? So I'm going to enjoy picking my way through that. So by the end of, well, Christmas Eve, you should have a basic understanding about what you can expect from your bits if I get this organised. And I'm going to try and really make an effort. I'm going to speak to Rosie about it as well before I get it all launched and see whether the algorithm will work properly this year. Because if I can get some data to evidence whether or not it works, then hopefully next year I can get some funding. Because the thing about pelvic floor exercises is they're really cheap to teach, they're free to do, and the side effect appears to be an improved orgasm. So it really shouldn't be a hard sell. So set your alerts, and be patient with my tech ability. I am trying really hard to get up to speed. The next thing that I'm going to get the Dry by Christmas stuff done, and then I'm going to get this book that I've been writing drafted, because I read a lot of books, and every time I read them I think I should finish my book. So that's the next thing, and then I'm going to get on with organising tours and stuff. But if you want me to come to wherever you are, find me a venue and I can pop up. But the actual organising of the whole thing is quite a lot of work. So I'm going to not overcommit myself because there's some stuff going on that's absorbing some time here. So thank you very much. And that was 7 minutes, so it's getting shorter. I'm going to get this, I'm going to nail it. 24th of September to 24th of December, hashtag Dry by Christmas, and do your pelvic floor exercises. I'll put a wee video on thing to show you how to do them properly, and tell your friends, because the stuff does really work. And maybe we should do a survey to see if it improves your orgasm or not. Get that data sorted.